Baer Jr., is peeling back the curtains on what happened between the cast, and now, fans finally get to know something they've been dying to know: his real relationship with Irene Ryan. Was there a hidden animosity between them, or was it all for show? At 88, Baer Jr. finally tells the truth about Irene Ryan. And stay tuned, because we'll also look at how the actor lived his life marked by massive success and legal wars that lasted a lifetime. Maximilian Adalbert Baer Jr., simply known as Baer Jr., is a former actor, comedian, producer, and director, famously known on the Beverly Hillbillies as Jethro Bodine. From there, Baer's life became a whirlwind of fun and fame, but not without a hiccup or two. To get to that, let's start where he made it big. The 1960s were a whirlwind of cultural moments, ranging from the civil rights movement to the Vietnam War. In such gritty times, people can't help but look for a means of relief. And while the news becomes increasingly meddlesome, shows lean more into escapism, like the Beverly Hillbillies. It first premiered on CBS back in 1962, revolving around a country family, the Clampetts, who recently relocated to Beverly Hills after selling big on their Ozark Hills property. Within 3 weeks of its airtime, it soon catapulted to become the #1 show in the United States. The Beverly Hillbillies also introduced hillbilly as a national archetype, an idea that many critics called lowbrow corn, but something the audience bought. You see, despite the Clampetts being unrefined, their family consistently portrayed an honest, kind, and morally upright attitude and character, despite encountering the snobby elites of Beverly Hills. As we've mentioned before, the show premiered at just the right time. With the civil rights movement and Vietnam War taking place, the Beverly Hillbillies became the safety valve for many at the time. Now, we've mentioned before how the show is inspired by the Civil War, but what happens if a big company takes direct inspiration from one of the show's characters without their consent? Here's what happened. We all know Barbie. She's everything and everywhere. But that's where the problem started. Mattel, the toy company behind Barbie, released a series of pop culture dolls back in 2010. One of them awfully looked a lot like the Beverly Hillbillies' Ellie Mae, right down to her plaid shirt, curly blonde pigtails, and hair ribbons. That's practically Donna Douglas's character in doll form. Many would feel honored to be modeled after a Barbie, but not Douglas. The actress ended up suing Mattel for not asking for her consent when they used her character's picture plastered on the front of the Barbie box. The lawsuit didn't drag on because ultimately it was settled in 2011. Speaking of suing, there's another cast member who also sued, but this time they sued the network. If there's one cast member who doesn't play about his character, it's Baer Jr. The actor even bought the rights to his character Jethro. Now, cut to years later, Baer made headline news after reports came pouring in that he sued the network for breach of contract. The actor claims that CBS secretly made a deal with Jethro's BBQ, a restaurant chain, and you could already guess the reason why. Yes, to cash in a little more. Well, Baer didn't like that they were cashing in on his character's name, so he sued them. Unfortunately, the judge junked Baer's claim of breach of contract, with the ruling that there was no evidence that Baer suffered actual financial damages because of the settlement CBS reached with the restaurant. Today, Jethro's BBQ restaurant chain is still operational in Iowa, and they maintain that they own their own trademark and are not part of the lawsuit between Baer and the network. Suing issues aside, let's get back on track with the Hillbillies. For an iconic show like theirs, it's not surprising to sneak in a familiar face or two from time to time. In fact, they were graced by one of the most famous faces in Hollywood, and you'd never guess what the said A-lister asked for in return. Legendary icon John Wayne, the face of Western and war films, appeared in one episode of the Beverly Hillbillies. As an established A-lister, many would think that his professional fee is sky-high, but surprisingly, the actor sought something other than money as payment for his TV appearance. For his role in the series, Wayne actually just asked for something simple: a fifth of bourbon. Who knew one of Hollywood's epitomes of rugged masculinity would ask for something like that on set? In the show, we saw Bea Benaderet take on the role of Pearl Bodine, the middle-aged mother of twins Jethro and Jethrine. We can't imagine anyone else taking on that role, but in reality, Benaderet almost played a different character in the series. When she first came in for the reading of the Beverly Hillbillies, Benaderet read for the role of Granny, But after reading the character and learning more about Granny's role in the show, the actress opted out. Lucky for us, she did, because we wouldn't have the Pearl Bodine that we know now. There are probably many more secrets that happen behind closed doors, but until Max Baer Jr. revealed what those are, we're still kept in the dark. Speaking of Max Baer Jr., the actor became one of the most successful, if not the most successful, out of the whole the Beverly Hillbillies cast. But you'd be surprised how his massive fortune didn't come from acting. After the Beverly Hillbillies wrapped up in 1971 after 9 seasons, many may find it hard to believe that Baer found it hard to find decent work. For one, he was stereotyped into the role of Jethro. Thus, he was mostly offered similar parts. So instead of grinding it out in acting, he decided to act smart and shift his focus behind the camera, which includes writing, producing, and directing. In 1974, he achieved commercial success in the 1974 drama Macon County Line, which he produced and starred in. This project of his earned an impressive $30 million at the box office. Then, 2 years later, he produced Ode to Billie Joe, which was based on Bobby Gentry's song Ode to Billie Joe. What makes this iconic is that Baer became one of the first filmmakers to use a popular song as the title and hook for a film, and it grossed $27 million. Now that he found his recipe for success, Baer then tried to buy the rights to Madonna's Like a Virgin during the 80s, but ABC tried to stop him from making the film. This eventually led to the actor suing the network, and lucky for him, he won a judgment of over $2 million in the process. Then, during the 90s, he decided to buy the sublicensing rights to the Beverly Hillbillies from CBS and installed Beverly Hillbillies-themed slot machines in different casinos, once again racking up his finances. Today, Celebrity Net Worth estimates the actor has a net worth of $50 million.